South Carolina excessive rainfall in a moment associated with Hurricane Florence. But Scotty, what is probably your number one reason why you think there was so much excessive rainfall measured this year in the mountains?
So it starts back with, and my most memorable weather event from this year was the tropical storm Alberto.
Mm-hmm.
Let's rewind because we had a discussion on my personal Facebook page a couple of days ago about how people wished it would stop raining for a while. And I reminded them just 2 short years ago, we were in the midst of a major drought and everything in Western North Carolina was on fire. I mean, it was wildfires galore. And in a short period of time, we went to the wettest year on record. So definitely we've seen that active storm track. We've had our fair share of tropical events this year with Alberto, with Florence and Michael. We all received 5-inch plus rainfall totals from each of those storms. We also saw the big snowstorm a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember the equivalent, but I think it was close. It was over an inch and a half of rainfall equivalent of what we saw with the snow. So also this area is prone to seeing those pop-up thunderstorms in the summertime that just kind of anchors on the mountains and it rains and rains and rains. So I think a combination of all that, and plus Marion, Morganton, places like that, is a prime location for upslope flow. And that's where we talk about the air rises as it hits the mountains. It creates extra lift, and it's like a sponge. If you wring a sponge out, it's kind of, you get all of that moisture fall out right along the foothills. So I think that also has a factor into it.
And but that's Alberto, what Jay was talking about, right?
Can I pull this? Let me screen share something for you.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. This is kind of just, I've got it saved. All right, hold on one second. Let me open it right quick. So this was in a 15-day span. This was from May 15th, 2018 to May 29th, 2018. So this is less than 15 days. Look at how much rain had been produced in that amount of time. That's almost 18 inches of rain in McDowell County in just less than 15 days. So 20 inches up here in Jonas Ridge, 11 inches over Morganton. So you can see where the heavy rain from northeast Georgia all the way through the upstate of South Carolina and the western North Carolina, the foothills, in just a 12, 13-day time span, you saw 15 to 20 inches of rain. Some of this from Tropical Storm Alberto, but also just a low pressure that produced a lot of rain. So, and we've had numerous events like this throughout the year. So that's why I think you're seeing a lot higher rainfall totals here in western North Carolina. It's just the storm track has almost been perfect. Hate to say it, kind of punny, but it's almost been like the perfect storm this year. We've just been in that perfect track for low pressures to develop precipitation, and each storm we've got has not, has produced at least an inch of rain, or if not more. I mean, I can't tell you the last time we've had less than an inch of rain in a rain event. You get those light rain showers, but we've not had that this year. Every rain event we've had is produced heavy rain. So I think that has really helped increase those totals. And Melissa, this is your territory. This is what you look at every day. I mean, I think you would agree with me that just the storm track in general has been perfect for western North Carolina and the upstate of South Carolina.
Yeah, we've actually have a couple of stations in the upstate of South Carolina, and these are like our cooperative weather network stations. So we have one in Caesar's Head that has 106 inches of rain already this year, and we have another Joe Cassie who's over 100 inches as well, 104 inches. And we've got some in the area that are really close. We've got a station up in Table Rock that's sitting right around like 93 inches, and a bunch of our CoCoRaHS observers in Oconee, Pickens, Greenville, Spartanburg County, over 70 inches, close to 90 inches of rain just from that area. And when you think about the year as a whole and how much rain we've had, a lot of the focus has been what's been going on in like the eastern portion of North Carolina and South Carolina, especially with the totals that we had from Florence. But when you actually take a look over the entire state just to see how those totals have added up, most of our really the highest totals that we have are actually in the upstate. So it's we've got a couple of stations that right now the preliminary data has them over. You said the road to 100. We've got 2 in South Carolina right now that are over 100, and we'll have to take a look at that data to verify if that's the case. Not sure where they stand in the record, but I'm pretty sure they may end up being like the wettest year, close, at least the top 5 wettest years on record for some of these stations.